Hello, by the way, we're back. We're back for Everton against Ipswich Town. Good afternoon, everyone. Hope you're all doing well. If you're new to Premier League Dad, by the way, I should remind you that we are live every single day. We watch along football matches all across Europe, all across the world. Well, mainly Europe, but we do the Champions League, the Premier League, the Europa League, the Conference League. We've just done a big Championship final day, Coventry against Borough, but there was massive consequences at the top and the bottom of the league all through the day. It was a wonderful end to the Championship season there, and we've got the playoffs still to look forward to, of course. But we're focusing now back on the Premier League. The channel is called, after all, Premier League Dad. We missed Aston Villa against Fulham because my gut told me that I thought that there would be a really big end to that Championship season. So we've stuck with the Championship for the 12:30, but we're going to Goodison Park for the final ever 3 p.m. kickoff at Goodison Park. The final ever 3 p.m. on a Saturday afternoon at the Grand Old Lady. Oh, and then they've got Southampton on the final day, as you know. Or the final ever game. Sorry, they're still, obviously, they played, is it Newcastle last day of the season? Everton. But they've got Southampton is the final ever game at Goodison, but it's not on a Saturday. I think it's a Sunday 12 p.m. kickoff, isn't it, that one? But either way, it's a big Saturday 3 p.m. kickoff here at Goodison Park. Graham Stewart in the stands there watching. So yeah, really interesting. And by the way, this live, I should say again, we've done it for the last few streams, but this live is brought to you by Premier League Dad sponsors Match Bingo, who are sponsoring all of our live streams to the end of the season. If you've never heard of Match Bingo before, I'm sure you will do over the next 12 months and beyond. They are growing as an app. It's a genius app, to be honest. They are absolutely fabulous. They've created basically all the fun that you normally associate with traditional sports and football betting, and combine that with the fun of bingo. So basically how it works is you get a bingo card, and it's got 15 random events on it. Things like, for example, corner to Everton, free kick to Ipswich Town, throw in, all these different things. 15 random events through the game, and as they occur during the game, it automatically gets marked off on your card. You win for a line, you win for a full house, the same way you do with normal bingo. And there's over 10,000 active players in the UK right now on Match Bingo. They're growing really quickly. It's a very exciting app. Go and download it. You can click the QR code or scan the QR code on the screen right now, or you can click the link in my bio. If you do, for the first £5 that you deposit, you'll get £10 free, which will help you get more bingo cards to try this whole thing out. I've got mine. You really should go and try it. There's over £200,000 in prize money paid out through Match Bingo. And yeah, they're a really exciting app, so go and try them out. They're a really cool app. So you can scan the QR code to go and find out more and to download it, give it a try. Or you can click at the link in the bio wherever you're watching this, whether it be on YouTube, Twitch, X, Instagram, Facebook, wherever it might be, TikTok. We're live on them all. Make sure you go and watch us. Make sure you go and like and subscribe and all that good stuff. And thank you to Match Bingo for sponsoring Premier League Dad for the 24-25 season. And yeah, big celebrations there. Ticket take parade sort of thing. Flags waving at Goodison Park for the final ever 3 p.m. kickoff at the Grand Old Lady. Look, it's a real spectacle. It's a real spectacle. Everton v Ipswich. Ipswich already relegated, of course. So, you know, there's not a massive amount riding on it for Ipswich, I guess. But there certainly is for Everton, isn't there? There certainly is for Everton. And we'll go through the lineups, actually. We will go through the lineups now. Let's talk through the lineups while we've got them. So, we've got in goal for Ipswich. We'll start with Ipswich. It's Palmer in goal. Excuse me. Palmer in goal. It's Jacob Greaves, Burgess and Wolfenden at the back with O'Shea. Taylor and Morsey in midfield with Enciso, Hutchinson, Chaplin and Delap. It's a very attacking Ipswich side. It almost feels like Kieran McKenna has gone, do you know what? Sod it. It's the end of the season. We're going to throw caution to the wind. We're going to give it a really good go. And they've really gone out for it today. They've got Connor Chaplin behind Liam Delap with Enciso on the left, Amari Hutchinson on the right, and Taylor and Morsey sitting. 4-2-3-1. I mean, it could even be a 4-4-2, but it's a proper attacking lineup. Chaplin playing in the 10, he's basically a centre forward, Connor Chaplin. So yeah, that's a really interesting look for Ipswich. Everton have kind of done the same. They've kind of thrown a bit of caution to the wind. David Moyes, so it's Jordan Pickford in goal. They've got no Tarkowski, of course, as we know. So it's James Patterson. It's Nathan Patterson at right back. Jake O'Brien at centre back with Jared Branthwaite and Mikolenko on the left. Into midfield, it's Idrissa Gana-Gueye and James Garner. And then a three of McNeil, Alcaraz and Ndai on the left. Illiman and Ndai on the left with Beto up front as the lone centre forward. So big changes on both teams, I guess. Seamus Coleman stood on the bench there alongside David Moyes. And yeah, it looks like it's going to be a glorious day at Goodison Park. A glorious day. We're very, very near to kick-off now. Aston Villa have already beat Fulham today. Aston Villa 1, Ipswich. I was saying Ipswich. Aston Villa 1, Fulham 0. Has already happened today in the Premier League. Let me just change over. Paul Tierney on VAR. Christ. Things could get bad. Things could get very, very bad. Robert Jessup. Yo, how you going, Robert? No skill Aaron. Sesko scored a nice goal. Yeah, I saw that for Leipzig. Bayern are getting beat by Leipzig. Alan, good afternoon. How you doing, Alan? Jaden, how you doing? Good to see you. Good to see you. Thank you very much for liking and sharing the live, all that good stuff. Appreciate it. Ollie, bus stop in Newcastle. Play up Sky Blues. Hey, Coventry did really well today. It was a really, really good one. Kenny, just like to say thanks for everything. Great job. Keep it up. Cheers, Kenny. Cheers, mate. It's an hard graft on a Saturday and a Sunday. I wouldn't have necessarily said hard. I've worked in warehouses. I've worked in, I've worked in different jobs over the years. But I would certainly say starting at 11 a.m. and finishing close to midnight, doing 4 watch-alongs a day on a Saturday and a Sunday is it's not bad going. Look, you watch football all day, but it's tough going. We're off here, by the way. I should say we're off. But Ipswich they have certainly gone quite attacking. There is no doubt about that at all. They've gone very, very attack minded here. Oh, I'm gonna have to change the thingy. I've got Ipswich in white for some reason. They're in black. They're in the third kit. Right, well, we're gonna change that then. I'm not having that. They're in black and sort of a yellowy colour. So, right, they're going in that. I'm sorry. Oh, I've done it the wrong way around. What are you doing? You had an absolute shocker. There you go. That's it. That's more close to what you're actually seeing on the pitch now. Everton and Ipswich in the proper colours of the kits that they're playing in. Yeah, I thought Ipswich would be in the white. But Kenny, thanks very much for that, mate. Thank you very much. I appreciate you saying. And thank you to everyone that's live on YouTube with us, on Twitch, on TikTok, on Instagram, on Facebook and various other socials. Wherever you're watching us, it's very, very much appreciated. Again, if you haven't given us a follow, please go and do so. This is certainly the standout 3 o'clock kickoff today in the Premier League, I would argue. Kieran McKenna throwing caution to the wind. And putting some real attacking intent up there for Ipswich. For Everton, I don't really know what to make of Everton. With it coming to the end of the season, look, they'll be relieved that they're staying up. I'm sure they'll be absolutely relieved. But if you're an Everton fan, how are you now feeling about the summer? Because Dominic Calvert-Lewin's making noises now about potentially staying at the club. Is that so? How do you feel about that? If you're an Everton fan, how do you feel about Dominic Calvert-Lewin, maybe doing a U-turn and saying that he wants to stay at the club? He's refused to. Apparently, has had a contract offer in front of him for some time, and he's not signed it. He's refused to sign it. He's kind of said no balls to that. I'm not signing it. I'm gonna look for something else. And it's maybe the case that there's not really been any offers forthcoming for him. Because I think if you were Dominic Calvert-Lewin 12 months ago and you were in this position, your fitness wasn't as bad. Maybe you were a year younger. He's 28 now. He's still in his prime. But if you were 27 and you were on a free, you've played for England not that long ago, you might have thought to yourself, well, do you know what? Excuse me, my nose is absolutely itchy as anything. I think I've got hay fever. Liam Delap breaking forward here. Just slipped as he hit it. Gone straight through to Pickford. So I think if you're Dominic Calvert-Lewin 12 months ago, you probably think, I can do better than Everton, can't I? I can probably go and get a move to a United or a Newcastle or someone like that. I could probably tempt them on a free transfer, decent wages, England international. They might take a gamble on me. And I just wonder whether his agent's been trying to get him that sort of a move, and there's not really been anyone forthcoming. Certainly not in the Premier League, because they've realised that, look, if you can't start for Everton, Everton's one of the worst attacks in the Premier League. If you can't start for Everton up front, you've no chance. Where else are you going to start? Wolves won't have him. West Ham won't have him. Who's taking Dominic Calvert-Lewin? So I think it's probably no surprise now that he's gone back to the negotiation table and gone, do you know what? I think we'll stay. I think we'll stay at Everton. I think I'd quite like him to stay. Yeah. Alan, strange stat for you. The last 4 times, including today, that Leeds have won the Second Division Championship, Liverpool have won the First Division Premier League in the same year. You're joking me. Christ. There's always something with Liverpool. What's the what are they called now? Not anomalies. There's always things that happen in the same year. Liverpool have won European Cups. Pope's dying, for example, was one. So obviously we haven't done it this year, but there was one where if the Pope died, I think every time Ken Barlow got married on Coronation Street or something like that, there was always something going back to Liverpool's last win in 2005. But yeah, it's mad when you get little stats like that. They're quite cool. I guess the sad news is that it can't happen next year now, can it? Leeds can't win the Championship next year, so Liverpool aren't winning the league. Get your money on Arsenal or City next year then, I guess. Ian Young Cop, Vardy for Everton, last hurrah. Yeah, mate, I said that a few weeks ago. I absolutely agree. And Vardy would be a great shout for Everton. I really do think so. He still thinks he can do a job in the Premier League. That was part of his statement, wasn't it, when he left Leicester, when he said that he was leaving the club. He said, the reason I want to leave Leicester is because I still think I can do a job in the Premier League, which must indicate you don't put a statement out like that unless you've maybe got a Premier League club already interested and lined up. And David Moyes does strike you as the type of manager who'd take a gamble on Jamie Vardy, wouldn't he? He does strike you as the type. 38 years old. He'll be 39 next season, Jamie Vardy. And I think he could be one who's tempted by David Moyes. Potentially, that's a good fit. Him going to Everton. Everton haven't got much money. Maybe he doesn't go to Everton and starts every game, but certainly I think he could go to Everton and get 20, 25 appearances for the club next season. They've not really got any options up front. Breuer is almost certainly going back to Chelsea. They're not going to take him up permanently. You've got beyond Breuer, you've got Beto. He's not really convinced for Everton this season. I think they might try and move him on this summer. Chimiti, still a young player. He hasn't really done anything. But he was a gamble for, whatever, 12 million quid did he pay for Chimiti? I don't think he's scored for him yet. So Chimiti still up in the air whether or not he can do anything for Everton next season. Certainly not going to be Everton's main centre forward. I just don't know if they'll get any takers for Beto. That's the problem. So what I would imagine will happen with Everton is I think they keep Beto. They probably put him on the market but can't really get anyone for him. So they paid 25 million quid for him. I don't think they get anywhere near that for Beto now. So I would imagine they keep Beto. Dominic Calvert-Lewin goes. Chimiti stays as a backup and Vardy comes in as a backup. And that's probably what Everton's centre forward options look like next year. Beto, Vardy, Chimiti. Which isn't brilliant, is it? Let's be honest. It's not fantastic. Flashy. Oh, sorry. No skill Aaron, you mean money on Amorim and United, lad. United aren't getting anywhere near that top 6 next year. Flashy, who's your top 5 Prem by the end of the season? I guess it depends very much on this weekend's results, Flashy, because I had Liverpool getting a point at Stamford Bridge. I think we'd beat them if we had our first team full strength lineup out, but it seems that Slot is intent on resting some players, which I know is not the news that Villa or Forest want to hear, but I do think that we'll see Salah, maybe Van Dijk, maybe Alisson dropped and various others brought into the team to try and get some minutes. And yeah, I just think we might struggle past Chelsea. So it might be a draw, that one. Forest have got Palace on Monday night. We're live for that one as well. So it'll be interesting. Villa have done themselves a big favour today getting that win against Fulham. That's not an easy game, Fulham at all. They're a very, very good side. And they had to ride their luck as well. Fulham obviously having a goal disallowed for handball in the second half. So Villa got the win. They got the big 3 points. Can they now carry it on to the end of the season? They've still got some other big games between now and the end of the season. But yeah, my guess would be that it'll go to that final game, Chelsea against Forest on the final day, and the winner of that probably gets the Champions League spot. I think Villa have maybe just left it a bit too late. That defeat against Manchester City the other day was a big one for them. I think City and Newcastle get it almost certainly. I can't see them dropping out. It's basically a 3-horse race between Ipswich, I bet they wish. 3-horse race between Forest, Chelsea and Villa, and I think Chelsea just nick it. So that's my take. Let me know what you think. Jaden and Burmo to NUFC. No, absolutely not. And Burmo is definitely not going to NUFC. Not if Brentford get European football, no. I think Brentford will just about manage to keep hold of him and Wissa. Especially with Thomas Frank staying as well. They can't keep letting players like that go. They've got to start... Jesus Christ. Overhead kick from the edge of the area there from Beto. That was acrobatic. Miles over the bar. Gaspy, put some football shirt on. Not my thing, mate. Not my thing. I've got plenty of them behind me, but I'm not wearing them. Anthony, can you do the screen? What do you mean, can I do the screen? I don't know what you mean. Do you mean the scoreboard? If you want the scoreboard, mate, you want the proper old style look, how we used to have it, you need to go over to YT. If you go over to the other social media platform where you watch lots of videos and you search Premier League Dad, you can find the old platform style with the scoreboard and everything on. So if you want that, then you need to go there. Ian, can't see Salah being rested tomorrow. He's chasing a record. Yeah, that's the only thing that I'm doubting though. But I think Chiesa will get minutes. I think Jones will get minutes. Elliott will get minutes. Kwanzaa, Kelleher, Endo. I think he probably changes quite a few. And a big part of that is, have you seen the way that Arne Slot looked after that during his press conference? He looked absolutely shattered, like he was bladdered the other night. Still partying. I bet they're all still partying. but he looked all like he still had stubble and just like looked a bit knackered. So yeah, Arne Slot is probably rotating the players who've still got sore heads and hangovers. That would be my take anyway. But yeah, Ben, thoughts on us against Chelsea tomorrow? It's going to depend on the lineup, isn't it? It's going to very much depend on the lineup. See who he puts out, but I have backed us. I've got an accumulator for Liverpool or draw. I took, which was nearly 2-1, by the way. They really do fancy Chelsea to beat us tomorrow, for what that's worth. So yeah, if you're a betting man, the bookies are almost certainly saying Chelsea to win that one. Ian Young Cop. Do you think Elliott stays? I'd like him to. I really would like him to, but no, I don't think he does. There's a lot of rumours actually about Harvey Elliott going to Newcastle as part of a potential deal for Isak. Beto with a header just over the bar. Gaspy, I can't see Ipswich score against Everton's Pickford. Pickford's not that good. He's not so good that Ipswich couldn't score past him, put it that way. And it's not really the problem for Ipswich. Ipswich can't get out their own half. It's not been a great start. 14 minutes in, we've not really seen much action. Anthony, not to be rude or anything, but is it against TikTok? The screen. No. It's the fact that we've now got a sponsor, mate. We've got a sponsor. The channel is sponsored by a sponsor that we can't have on TikTok. That's all. So the result of that is that I now have to have a different camera for TikTok and a different camera for every other platform. So yeah, all the other platforms, it's the good camera, let's say, the nice camera with the nice mic and the nice audio, and it looks a bit nicer with the scoreboard and everything. So yeah, if you want to go and check it out on YT and various others, you can go and see that. Or if you're happy enough with TikTok, you've got the this is the view I've got on TikTok, mate. Ben, I think at worst we draw even with changes. Bayern 2-0 down, yeah. Aaron, how come they ain't allowed on TikTok? Well, TikTok have got policies on gambling and various things of that nature, so you can't show them. That's all it is. You can't show them, you can't promote them, you can't talk about them. So yeah, you can't do it. So for that reason, we can't have them on here. Aaron, are the chats separate for each platform, or are they combined? Well, you can't see the chats on TikTok, but I read them out, as you know. So I've got YouTube chat here, I've got TikTok chat here, I've got various other chats on that all come into here. So I can see every chat that comes in, doesn't matter what platform. I see them all, I read them all out, it doesn't matter where you comment. Villarreal 1, Osasuna 0. Stavropoulos, what do you think about Olympiacos? What do I think about Olympiacos? I like Olympiacos. Yeah, I really like Olympiacos. I mean, it's been a bit of a mad season, hasn't it, in the Greek league? Last time I checked, you were about 10 points clear. But yeah, I like him, Olympiacos. I've got you to win today against. Is it today against PAOK Salonika? You're playing today against PAOK Salonika, aren't you? Or is it tomorrow? I don't know. Is it the 4th? No, it's tomorrow. Tomorrow you're playing PAOK Salonika. Yeah, so I've got you to get a point against PAOK Salonika at the absolute least. It's not great. It's really not great, this. I don't envy Everton fans at all having to put up with this all season. It's been a really poor watch. I mean, marginally better than it was under Sean Dyche. I have to give him that. Under Sean Dyche, it was a terrible watch. Under David Moyes, it's not been much better. Everton's form. When's the last time Everton actually won a game? Have they won a game recently, Everton? Feels like a good while since they won a game. Leicester are 1-0 up against Ipswich, against Southampton, by the way. Forest, of course. Yeah, Forest. Decore with the last-minute winner at the City Ground. We was doing a watch-along of that as well. I can't believe I forgot that. But Everton have actually only won one game in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Last 9. 1 in 9 they've won. Won 1. Lost 3. Drawn 5 of the last 9 games. Gaspy, Ramsdale is not going to play in the Championship. He needs a transfer. Well, has he actually transferred full time now? Is it a permanent transfer from Ramsdale, or was that on loan? Can't remember. Here's Ipswich down the right-hand side. I think it was in Seesaw who went for it. George Draw Merchants. Jim, how you doing? Good to see you, Jim. Nice to see you. Honestly, it's mad. Absolutely mad, considering I created the channel, 4 months ago? We've had people watching us today from Vietnam, Germany, Australia, the US, New Zealand. There's a fella who was watching us the other night flying over the Antarctic. Flying over the Antarctic, over Antarctica. Unbelievable. Gaspy, it's not a loan. Yeah, he might want to maybe get a move. There was rumours linking Ramsdale to Manchester United, wasn't there? Shot there from distance from Ipswich. Miles over the bar. Yeah, there was rumours linking Manchester United with a move for Ramsdale. Because you'd have to say, he probably will be available on a free. He's English, so it'll boost the sort of English contingent in the squad that they need. And yeah, absolutely, George. Better than the donkey that they have. I would argue, yeah, Ramsdale's better than Onana, isn't he? You would certainly agree that there's he's a little bit more reliable. Not by much, admittedly. I don't think Ramsdale's fantastic, but yeah, he's a lot more reliable, I would argue, than Onana. No skill, Aaron. Are you going to watch Barca later? No, mate. I'm not doing Barca. It's Barca against Valladolid, isn't it, tonight? Yeah, I'm not going to be doing that one. Just because, again, it feels like a foregone conclusion. And I'm going to stick with Inter Milan against Hellas Verona. That's the one I'm going to watch, because that's a really big one at the top of the Serie A table. You know, Inter Milan are 3 points behind Napoli. They've thrown it away recently. Inter's form has been terrible. Then they go... It's mad. Inter have been awful for about 2 or 3 weeks. They've lost 3 games on the spin. They lose last minute to Bologna. They lose 3-0 to AC Milan in the Coppa Italia. Then they lose against Roma at the San Siro. It all looks like it's falling apart for them. And then they go and produce that performance against Barcelona, where, to be honest, they were quite unlucky to draw 3-3. I thought they should have maybe won that one 4-3. Mkhitaryan was that close, wasn't he? The ranking person... Oh, Jim, sorry. Tell you what, I don't think Chelsea will get the Champions League with their run of fixtures. Depends how they get on tomorrow, you know. They've got to play us tomorrow, but allegedly Arne Slot is going to change things around a little bit. So I guess we'll see. I just wonder who he's going to go for. If he does put maybe Kelleher in and Kwanzaa, maybe Jones, maybe Endo, maybe Harvey Elliott. Maybe we see Darwin Núñez get a chance at Stamford Bridge. Put himself in the shop window a little bit. That could work, couldn't it? No skill, Aaron. We ain't having Ramsdale. How much do you think Madrid will ask for Rodrigo? Depends who's buying, I guess. If it's City, they probably tack on a £20 million tax. Or if it's PSG, they probably tack on a bit of a tax. But PSG ain't buying anyone for those wide positions. They've got probably the best wide player options in the world, haven't they? Dembele, Kvaratskhelia, Doué, Barcola. Cracking options there, haven't they? Same with Barcelona, really. They've got pretty good options out wide. Doesn't feel like they need the players they've been linked with. Rashford, Diaz. Everton getting forward. Garner Gay out to the right. Too easy from Patterson. Straight at the keeper. Jim, Bayern can win the league today with a win, but they're 2-0 down at half-time. Don't think it'll happen yet. No. Again, still time, I think, for Bayern to throw that away. Aaron, how much do you think Madrid will ask for Rodrigo? I'd still say probably in the region of 80. About 80 million for Rodrigo. Gaspy, Vardy now scoring after missing that pen at Molineux. Yeah, Vardy's on 199 goals now in the Prem with that goal. On course for his 200th. Aaron, Amarim, cheeky bid. Where the hell do you think Manchester United are getting 80 million quid from? With Europe, with no European football next season. You are having a laugh, sunshine. You are having a laugh. Right, so it's been 57% possession for Everton to Ipswich's 43. We've not really had too many shots on target, I'll level with you. Rakow have just gone 2-0 up against Stal Mielec in the Polish Ekstraklasa for anyone who's keeping tabs on Poland. Gay, good bit of defending there at the back from Enciso. And again, a foul. Should be a yellow card, that really, from the ref. Alcaraz dragging him back. Aaron, 90 million winning the Europa League and then Champions League money. Yeah, and that might just about pay for Rashford's wages for the next few months. You've got real problems financially, even if you do win the Europa League. There's no way Manchester United go on the sort of spending spree that they need to get anywhere close to being back around the top 6 again. JS, Everton or Ipswich? So far, neither of them. This has got 0-0 written all over it, this game. There's not been any action at either end of the pitch. Both teams look pretty dreadful. Oh, and just as I say that, Beto scores. It's 1-0 Everton. It's 1-0 Everton. How's that? I tell you what, and it was a very good goal as well, you know. It was a very, very good goal, that. I don't know who it was who whipped it in. Was it Alcaraz or... Might have been Ndai, actually. It's a cross from the left-hand side. And Beto just gets a great little flick at the near post. Ipswich are fighting amongst themselves here. There's an argument between those Ipswich players. But it's a great header from Beto. You know, we talk about Everton needing a centre-forward next season. And they do. They absolutely do. But this is a great header. It's actually a block from Mykolenko. It comes out to... It's Alcaraz. Yeah, it's Alcaraz. It's a great ball in from Alcaraz on the right-hand side. He picks it up. He lays it off to Mykolenko. Mykolenko tries to put it in. Good block from Ipswich. Falls back out to Alcaraz. He just opens his body up and whips it in. Great little ball in. And Beto's basically on the penalty spot. Bang! Header right in, just off the post. Did it hit the post? I don't think it hit the post. Right in the side netting. Fabulous header, that. Fabulous header from Beto. 1-0 Everton. There you go. There you go. Jim, we need to buy a player in practically every position, but if you say we don't have any money... Oh, but as you say, we don't have any money. Yeah. Everton, United, whoever you're talking about there, Jim, they all have a lot of issues in terms of cash. Who's that? Liam Delap. Liam Delap and Jake O'Brien having some back and forth there. BH, what's going on in the Southampton-Leicester game? It's been interrupted. I don't know, you know. I don't know. Daniel, Everton 1-0. No skill Aaron speaker. The Devil, great goal from that. Yeah, Gaspy, Beto. Giuseppe Tufano, why stop? What's going on in Southampton-Leicester? It's been interrupted. Let's have a look. I honestly don't know. I honestly have no idea what's going on in the Southampton-Leicester game. An injury. Oh, it's the referee. Apparently the referee's injured. Don't know why. Oh, hang on a minute. Hang on. Bear with. Bear with. Bear with. Oh no. Think the ref has concussion. By the way, I apologise. My my camera's gone down. My camera's gone down. It will be back in 2 seconds. 1 second. I just need the it just needed to restart. I had an absolute shocker here. The camera has gone down. I think it's overheating. It's literally overheating. Right, let's try again. Let's try again. Oh God, we've had an absolute disaster here. Apologies, apologies. Oh, it's been one of them. Been one of them afternoons. One of them afternoons. What a goal for Birmingham. Aaron, apparently when the ref got injured and was on the floor, Vardy picked up the whistle and blew it. Yeah, the camera, honestly, the camera has overheated. As soon as I heard that on the laptop, it just went, doosh. The camera's overheated. It's that hot in the UK today. Yeah, so I've just had to move the fan and open the window to try and get a bit of a breeze on the camera to just try and cool it down a little bit. That guy Jack, Prem Dad, after like 2 weeks of not being in lives, I'm back. Good to see you, Jack, as always, mate. Good to see you. Jim, think the clock's gone off as well. Oh, it's yeah, it has. Crikey, we're about 4 or 5 minutes behind. Yeah, that was my fault. Mate, I've had a disaster today. I've had a right disaster. There you go. We're back synced up again. We're all back synced up. Cheers, Jim. Thanks for flagging that, mate. Jonathan XL, I was not expecting a 2-0 lead for Leipzig against Bayern Munich, yeah. Is it back on now, the Leicester and Southampton game? Is it all back and working again? Yeah, the match can continue. All right, well, there you go. Yeah, it was just obviously a interrupted due to injury of the referee. What has he actually injured? How's he got injured? James Moss, did you get that camera from Temu? I did, mate. You wouldn't expect how much that camera cost, believe me. About £1,000 I paid for that camera. Sad thing with it is that's the first time it's ever really overheated. But seemingly it's bloody hot today in the UK. No such problems with the phone. No such problems with the phone on TikTok. But everywhere else, the camera went down then. Be yourself, Dylan. I do photography, so I love cameras. Nice. Well, it's a Sony ZV-E10 for what it's worth. They're only, you can get them for about £600-700 now. I think they've dropped down, but they was at one point when I bought it. It was, I think I paid nearly £1,200. It was a fairly expensive camera. Aaron collided with Ayu. Oh, okay. James Moss, I'd have got you one much cheaper. Yorkshire. Ryan, why is the game suspended? Well, the game, the Leicester and Ipswich game was suspended because of an injury to the referee. But it's now back on again. It's all back and going, Ryan. It's all fine. The Everton game is playing fine. It's a free kick to Everton here. Garner's about to whip it in. They're 1-0 up, Everton. Ball into the box, cleared away by Ipswich. It's the curse of the commentator, that, because someone asked me literally 2 seconds before the Everton goal, what do you think of this game so far? What score do you think? And I said 0-0, all over it. There's neither of them have had any chances on goal. Neither of them have looked like scoring. It's been a terrible performance, pretty much, from both teams. And then, literally as those words left my mouth, it was bang, Beto 1-0. Standard, innit? Absolute standard. You just can't predict it. And Everton have just stepped it up a little bit in the last few minutes. Oh my God. Shot from distance there. Dwight McNeil. He's rasped it in. Did it take a deflection? It's 2-0 Everton either way. Whichever way you want to look at it, it's 2-0 Everton. Let's get the old scoreboard on. There you go. 2-0 Everton. Dwight McNeil smashing it in. Left foot from distance. I'm not entirely sure if this takes a deflection. Keeper doesn't even move. It's a good 25, 30 yards out. Loads of space. Ipswich don't even press him. No, it doesn't take any deflection at all. How's the keeper? Oh, the keeper's had a shocker. The keeper's had an absolute disaster there. Not good enough, that, from the keeper. Assist. I think the assist has come from maybe Nathan Patterson. I think it's Nathan Patterson who passed it to him, yeah. Certainly Nathan Patterson, who's ran over and celebrated. Caleb DCSE, Premier League dad, we did it. Rams are staying up, yeah. Big point at Stoke City there. But let me just double check, actually. I'll tell you who got the assist in that, because I think it was Dwight McNeil scoring and a Patterson assist. Yeah, Beto scored, Alcaraz with the assist, and that one, I don't think they've credited the assist to anyone, but it looked like it came from Patterson. Everton are pushing forward again here. They could be on for 3. It looks like it's going to be a resounding win for the Blues, to be honest. Ipswich just looking every bit the Championship side. Here's Liam Delap. Here's Enciso. Shot from distance. Good save from Pickford. Nice and easy, that one. I was kind of hoping, I'll level with you, I was kind of hoping that Ipswich would be able to do something today and at least maybe make it fun, make it interesting, maybe get a high-scoring draw or something. But, yeah, they've not even looked like getting into Everton's half and doing anything. And Liam Delap, even at 30 million quid, I don't think he's going to get the move that maybe his talent deserves. I'd be very surprised to see him go to an Arsenal or a Liverpool or a Chelsea, even for that price where he looks maybe a bargain. I'm interested to see what happens with him in the summer. Jim, I'm devastated for the Hatters. I really wanted them to come back up. Yeah, plenty of Luton fans in the chat we've had as well. Sad to see them go on the final day. They did kind of make a fight of it in the end against West Brom, didn't they? They were 5-1 down in that one. Somehow got it back to 5-3, but they just give themselves too much work to do from earlier in the season. It's been a real topsy-turvy season for them. And yeah, just got it all wrong. All wrong. M157, oi, hello again. Good to see you, mate. How you doing? Trucker Matt, good to see you too. Good to see you too. As soon as this one goes off, here's Enciso into the area. Shot, must be. Oh, just wide. He's dragged it wide. He's not even got a corner there. Gotta do better. He gets in on his right foot in the penalty area, maybe 8 or 9 yards out. He's got lots of space as well, and he just drags it wide of the near post. Enciso, you've got to work the keeper there. You've got to go across the keeper, far corner. Graham Sharpie in attendance there for Everton. Lucas Lambert, opinions on Lamine Yamal? Unbelievable player, isn't he? Fabulous player. 17 years old doing that in a Champions League semi-final. Incredible. Not seen much like him over the years. And even the likes of Messi and Ronaldo at 17 weren't doing anywhere near what Lamine Yamal is and has been doing. So, yeah, it bodes well for him. Whether or not he'll reach the heights that they did, I don't know. But a very, very talented young man. And could well win a treble. If he does win a treble this year, he could be on for the youngest ever Ballon d'Or winner. It really wouldn't surprise me, the Ballon d'Or is often picked based on marketability, based on, sort of how much PR they can spin. And now Messi and Ronaldo aren't on the scene. It feels like the journalists are looking for their next, football darling, their next football heartthrob. And that was all set to be Kylian Mbappe, wasn't it? Except it's all gone pear-shaped for Kylian Mbappe. Hasn't worked out at PSG. He gets the move to Real Madrid. Hasn't worked out at Real Madrid. He hasn't really started brilliantly there in terms of numbers and driving Real Madrid forward. He's had a few, struggles adapting to it. So, yeah, it does feel like Lamine Yamal is the obvious choice for the journalists, I guess. I don't think he's the best player in the world, but there's certainly a lot of people who would like him to win that award if Barcelona won the treble. Jim, do you think Villa will get Champions League football? No, I don't. Oh my God, what a strike! 2-1 Enciso. Unbelievable goal. Ipswich have just rattled it in from about 30 yards. That is from absolutely nothing. Enciso picks the ball up about 30-35 yards out, and believe me, this is one of the goals of the season. Absolutely smashes it in. Oh, what a strike this is. Let's watch this back. Comes into Enciso. He is literally 30 yards out. Smashes it. Pickford, no chance. Off the crossbar and bounces down. Unbelievable goal, that. What a great goal that is. And we're back on. We're back on. How many Ballon d'Or do you think Lamine will get in his career? I don't know. Maybe 3, maybe 4. Who knows? You never know how far he can go. Maybe he just dips. You never know. Some players do that too. Sometimes they start really well and then it just doesn't quite work out. We've seen that with players too over the years. They have injuries. They can pick up injuries. They can go off the rails. Look how good Dele Alli was. He was winning them all. He was, winning all the plaudits when he was younger. And won the Golden Boy Award as well, didn't he? I'm sure he was one of the one of the favourites certainly for those sort of competitions when he was younger. Breaking all the records that had been set by the likes of Lampard and Gerrard. He was phenomenal for Spurs, and now he's in his career was effectively over in his mid-20s. Mid-20s. He's just barely getting a kick for Como now in the Italian division, so it's all a bit mad. No skill Aaron, Rafinha will be ahead of him. I think Salah will be ahead of Rafinha, though, to be honest. No skill, Aaron. And Ciso is on loan, right? Yes, he is. He's on loan from Brighton. But Enciso hasn't been great, really, for Ipswich, I don't think. I mean, he's capable of that stuff. We've seen him do that stuff for Brighton as well, by the way. We've seen him do that stuff for Brighton. But he just never stays consistent. It feels like that's the problem with Enciso. Leicester's 2-0 up now as well against Southampton. Ball whipped into the area. Header. Ipswich. Oh, very nearly 2-2. Crikey. Everton living dangerously now. They've gone from 2-0 up potentially to throwing it away within minutes. It was Dar O'Shea getting into the penalty area there, off the corner. And it kind of fell to him on the edge of the 6-yard line with his back to goal. I think if he'd have done a back heel, like Mercy Mbakani did all them years ago for Norwich, he could have scored a good goal there. Lucas Lambert, how many Ballon d'Or do you think Lamine Yamal will get in his career? I don't know, Lucas. I don't know. Could be 3, could be 4, could be none. Again, we talked about Dele Alli. Look at certain players who've started really well, started really good when they were younger, and then just fallen off a cliff. So he could be brilliant and win everything like Messi and Ronaldo did, or he might win none. His career might go completely off a different track. It takes a lot of hard work and a lot of consistency to be able to do that. Aaron, my FPL name is Yoro a Madman. Everton are just having a first real spell of possession since that Ipswich goal. We've got 3 minutes of added on time here at the end of the first half. Again, it feels like there needs to be a bit of a... I don't know, a reckoning at half-time, because I'm sure David Moyes won't be happy with the way that Everton have gone from being 2-0 up and cruising to, Enciso whips one in from distance. You can't do anything about that at all. I don't think there'll be any reproach about what's happened there. You can't stop them shots. They can't stop that goal. But after that, it feels like Ipswich have come straight back into it again. And I think that'll be the thing that David Moyes is just a little bit concerned about. The fact that all of a sudden Everton do look so vulnerable again. And that might be why he's just instructed them to look, let's just calm down for a minute. Let's try and get a little bit of balance back. Let's get a little bit of balance and control back in this game. Keep our foot on the ball just to the half-time whistle. And let's not let the game get carried into any sort of a basketball game where it's a back and forth. Because that's what Ipswich want, isn't it? Palmer sends it up the pitch. Lucas Lambert, are you on YouTube? Yes, mate, I'm on YouTube. If you search me on YouTube, Premier League Dad, you'll find me. We've got a slightly better setup, a slightly different look on YouTube than the one you see here on TikTok. Lucas Lambert, who do you support? I support Liverpool, and do you think Trent will stay? Yes, mate, I support Liverpool too. As you can probably see over my shoulder here, Big Liverpool fan. Supported Liverpool for 30, 35 years. Been all over the world watching Liverpool. Love watching them, but sadly, it's just too expensive to go to the game nowadays. I've got a family, I've got a little girl. I used to do it when I was younger. Used to go and watch Liverpool in Champions Leagues, semi-finals, finals. I've been all over watching them. And now I watch them with you. And it's not just Liverpool. We watch all games here. We watch Premier League games, as we've seen, Everton and Ipswich. We're going to do Arsenal and Bournemouth later on. And then we also do Serie A games. We're doing Inter Milan against Hellas Verona at the top of Serie A tonight. That's going to be a really big game. Tomorrow, we're going to do Celtic against Rangers, the SPL Old Firm game. That starts at 12 o'clock. We'll be live from 11 a.m. Then we're doing Brighton against Newcastle. Then we are doing Chelsea against Liverpool. And then we're going to do another Serie A game, Bologna against Juventus. Those two fighting. It's basically a playoff, that, for the fourth position in Serie A. 2-2 now for Bayern. They've scored 2 in 2 minutes. Dyer and then Michael Elise has scored. There you go. That's how quickly it can all change. It was 2-0 to RB Leipzig. Now, 2-2. And it's half-time here at Goodison Park. So, half-time. Everton will be happy enough with that 2-1. You know, they want to say goodbye to Goodison Park with as many wins as possible. They certainly want to be doing the double over Ipswich Town, who have already gone down, already been relegated. Lucas, do you think Trent will stay? No, I don't, sadly, Lucas. I'd like him to, of course. I would love him to, but I don't think he will. No. Will, Beto is so good for Everton. Apparently, Enciso scored an absolute screamer. Yeah, it was a screamer. It was a screamer. It was an absolute worldie. Lucas Lambert, are you on YouTube? Yes, mate, I am on YouTube. The Boss L20, good to see you, mate. No skill, Aaron. How much did tickets cost back in the day? What do you mean back in the day? I guess tickets have just gradually gone up and up and up the same way everything has in life. But I remember going to my first ever game, my first ever Liverpool game, was Liverpool against Slovan Liberec in about 2000 with me dad. And we got a dad and lad ticket in the Anfield Road upper. And I think it cost him about 25 quid for the pair of us. It wasn't much. Yeah, it wasn't much. Now you can't get anywhere near that. It's an absolute fortune now. Brilly Stephen Lee, I'm a United fan. Nothing wrong with that, Brilly. Bet you're happy after this week. Bilbao, great win that for United, wasn't it? LZ, arguably being at Madrid is horrible right now, so I don't get why Trent would go there. It's Real Madrid, isn't it? They're the biggest club in the world. They're the biggest, you know, it's a new life in Spain. It's hotter. It's glorious weather year round. There's the Madrid fashion thing. We know Trent is into his fashion. His best mate's there, Jude Bellingham. And if you go to Madrid, the thing with Real Madrid is it comes with a guarantee of winning trophies, doesn't it? Like, if you said if Trent, let's say Trent signs a 5-year contract at Real Madrid, and he stays at Madrid for 5 years, what will he win over the next 5 years at Madrid versus the next 5 years at Liverpool? I would argue he will win a lot of trophies at Liverpool over the next 5 years. He's already won everything there is to win at Liverpool. He's won some things multiple times. He's been to 3 Champions League finals. He's been to a Europa League final. He's been all over. He's won multiple FA Cups and League Cups as well. He's won everything, and he will still win more with Liverpool if he stays. Whether our trophy cabinet will be as big as Real Madrid's over the next 5 years, I don't know. Barcelona seem in quite a good place. Real Madrid seem in maybe not so good a place. Their manager, Ancelotti, is leaving. Maybe Alonso comes in. Maybe he tries to change things. You never know. I think there is a little bit of a rebuild that needs to happen at Madrid. There needs to be a reckoning with that front three, doesn't there? What happens with Mbappe, Vinicius, Rodrigo? It clearly isn't really working. Mbappe needs to maybe go to the left. Maybe Vinicius goes to the right and Rodrigo gets sold and they bring in a centre forward. That seems to be one of the things that seems to be maybe happening. I don't know, but Madrid just doesn't seem quite geared up for immediate success. So there's quite a few that could happen. So, do you think Ipswich will keep Enciso if they come up after? Well, no, I think Enciso goes back to Brighton almost certainly. There's no way he's playing in the Championship. M157, whereabouts are you from? I'm from a place called St Helens, which is just outside Liverpool. I was born about 15 minutes from Anfield. And yeah, like I said, I've grew up in St Helens and lived in Warrington, worked in Liverpool all my life, lived in Widnes for a spell, worked in Widnes for a spell, worked in Manchester for a number of years as well. So I've kind of been around the block. My accent is a little bit all over the place, but I am... I'm from Merseyside. I've kind of bounced around Merseyside, but yeah, I was born 15 minutes from Liverpool. My dad went to his first ever Liverpool game in 1972. Went to every game pretty much from then till I was born. So I followed Liverpool because my dad did, and we went to a load of games, went to thousands of games before I had my family and my little girl. And hopefully one day I'll take my little girl to a Liverpool game too, but probably not for a while yet. LZ, I went to the PSG v Arsenal game and it cost 300 quid. This is it. 300 quid. Who can afford, if you're a working class fella or a working class lady, whatever, you can't afford to pay 300-400 quid a game. You just can't do it. It's unthinkable. So unless you get, tickets on tap, which not a lot of people are able to do, sadly, it's just so difficult to go and watch. And you know what's sad as well? There is a little bit of... It kind of comes with success. When Liverpool weren't as good, you could get tickets like that. Not like all the time, but you could always get tickets. Particularly for European games, you could usually... It wasn't like pay on the door or anything. You'd still have to go online a couple of weeks before and maybe buy them. But you could always buy them. If you wanted to go a Liverpool game, you could. Now, you can't. And look at the state after that Spurs game when Liverpool, secured the Premier League title. Look at all the videos that have popped up on social media. The amount of people who went to their very first Liverpool game, from around the world, that's what's infuriating with a lot of Liverpool fans. And it's not just Liverpool. It happened with Man United as well. It happened with Chelsea. It happened with City. It just is part and parcel of being a really big club. You get success and you get tourists from around the world who want to come and see it. So there's no problem with that. No problem at all with that. But you've got to find the balance between that and your local fans who go every single game. Or want to go every single game, because it's them who create the atmosphere often. But I've also no problem at all with people who pay £2,000 and fly from Tokyo or South Africa or Russia or wherever it may be, fly in, spend hours and hours and hours and thousands of pounds to come and watch a game of football at Liverpool or at wherever. That's amazing. Think of the commitment you have to do that. That's massive. But it's just not justifiable for a £300-400 a game. You just can't. You can't afford it. It's madness. M157 not picked up the accent. I see. I'm in Salford. Yeah, there you go, Salford. Bulldozer could always take her to Resi games at the TW. Yeah. Totally wicked. I don't know if they're still there anymore, are they? It used to be the women were there. I think the Liverpool women play there. Grinder King, last time I went, I paid $4.40 for 2 tickets. It was in a box and terrible atmosphere. Yeah, you can see that's the other thing. You can go and buy them from touts. Like that, no problem. But you kind of refuse to, or it feels a bit... You don't want to do it, do you? You don't want to go and buy off touts. It's not nice. Because all you're doing is perpetuating the problem. You just feel like you just keep pushing. and you know what? And the worst touts are often the football clubs. Did you see that news that came out the other day about the Manchester United fan and his daughter, I think, who go to Manchester United games all the time, season ticket holders. They informed the club that they couldn't make a specific game. I can't remember which one it was. It might have been. I think it might have been Leon, actually. It might have been Leon in the last round. I can't remember. They couldn't make the game either way. And they found, immediately after telling the club that they couldn't make it, they found their tickets available for sale online, resold by the club for about 700 quid. And it's unbelievable. And now you see, Todd Bowley. Todd Bowley owns, or is at least affiliated with, Chelsea's. Isn't there I saw something in the news about it the other day, forgive me. Chelsea, there's some sort of tenuous link between Todd Bowley, the Chelsea owner, and a football ticket site, like a tout site. And Chelsea fans were up in arms about it. You kind of, squeezing the life out of your regular match-going fans. Sky, Arsenal in the mud. 5-2, Grinder King. It doesn't happen with City. They still give free tickets away to the local schools, etc. But that's good, isn't it? I don't really mind that. United fans will always knock City, and certain other fans will knock City and say, there's always empty seats, blah, blah, blah. And there is a little bit of that. But City have been competing with Man United for decades, trying to get fans from the local area. And it's difficult. It's difficult when you've got that giant on your doorstep. Because when kids are growing up and they've got Wayne Rooney and Cristiano Ronaldo, or, well, it wasn't around the same time. All right, let's say they've got Andy Cole, Dwight York, David Beckham, Ryan Giggs, or they've got Sean Goater, Nicky Weaver, Danny Teatto. It's just no competition. There's not many young lads, young girls who are going to go, I'm going to follow City over United. So it's tough. And it's the same sort of thing Everton have had to compete with Liverpool over the years. The Everton fans are often, it's the dads who've drawn them into following Everton. Whereas it's not quite the same with Liverpool fans sometimes. Unless you're local, of course. Unless you're local. But hey, there you go. It is what it is. LZ, to be fair, I get why that PSG game was that price, as it's a very big game, but these average Prem games are too much. Yeah, absolutely. Bulldozer, I've never set foot in the Totally Wicked. Last game I went to was at Knowsley Road. Bloody hell. Yeah, I've been a few games at the Totally Wicked. But only because my mate really likes going watching Saints, and my nephew quite likes going watching St Helens in rugby league. So I don't mind. I'll go and watch Saints occasionally, very occasionally. Speeve, I love Beto. It's a great header, that, wasn't it? Fabulous header from Beto. Great ball in from Alcaraz as well. LZ, United would never have 5,000 empty seats in an FA Cup semi-final. Yeah, that's true. That's true. But it's the price. It's the price that is often paid from the fact of teams going from not nothing, because I would never say City were nothing, but they weren't a big club. And they went from being not a very big club to a massive club very, very quickly in a very short space of time. They went from barely anything to buying up players like Robinho and Carlos Tevez, and putting bids in for Kaka and all this sort of thing, trying to get the best players in the world. And it was only a few years ago they were getting beat 8-1 off Borough. And it's all that sort of thing with City. And once you go from not a small club, let's say a regular club, a run-of-the-mill club, to a massive club, the fan base doesn't have time to catch up. It takes generations of fans watching your team to go and fill Wembley, And it's probably also a little bit boring for City fans as well. How many times have they been to Wembley recently? It's just not that fan base. It takes a long time to cultivate that, and City haven't really got it. They haven't really got it. Bulldozer, just never been on a match day. Yeah, well, I've never been Liverpool Rezzies at the Totally Wicked. Anyway. Right, the players are back out here now. We're very nearly about to kick off for the second half. Everton against Ipswich. Yeah, it was Patterson who equalised, by the way, for the... Sorry, who assisted for the McNeil goal. Yeah, Patterson. Who scored the second for Leicester, by the way? Jordan Ayew. Yeah, Jordan Ayew. Jim, just checked your schedule. Nice, yeah. Well, I was going to say the schedule is jam-packed over the next week. As I said, we're live this afternoon for... This is the second watch-along we've done this afternoon. We did Coventry against Borough at 12:30. We've got Everton and Ipswich now. Then we're doing Arsenal-Bournemouth. Then we're doing Inter v Hellas Verona. Tomorrow we're doing Rangers v Celtic. Then we're doing Brighton v Newcastle. Then we're doing Chelsea v Liverpool. And then we're finishing off with Bologna against Juventus. Monday, we're back to the Premier League. It's Palace against Forest. Tuesday, Inter against Barcelona. Wednesday, Arsenal away to PSG. Thursday, we're going to do Man United at home to Bilbao. Come on, Bilbao. I don't think they're going to do it, but come on, Bilbao. And then I'm not sure what we've said for next Friday. I can't remember who's on next Friday. Is it Serie A again next Friday? I think it is. It's next Friday. I think it's AC Milan. AC Milan Bologna. Next Friday. So yeah, we've got a lot of football on. M157. How do I get notifications on? I honestly don't know, mate. In terms of TikTok, I think you just click follow. As long as you're following me on TikTok, you'll get notifications for when I go live. If you're on YouTube and whatever else, you can actually go and see the schedule of all the games that I'm doing watch-alongs on. The schedule is all there over the next week, so you can go and pick the ones that you want to be notified of, click notify me, and it'll tell you as soon as I go live. So you can go and do that on YouTube. As I say, it's all there, all the schedule over the next 7 days. You can decide which ones are of interest to you. Hopefully all of them. And you can come and watch. We can do the watch along together. It's always a good laugh. Come on, Ipswich. Everton have played quite well, though, to be honest. It's only been that one absolute rasper from Enciso from distance. 30 yards out. It was a great goal. M157, I've been following for a bit and I don't seem to do it, but I'm definitely going to do that on YouTube. Good lad. Cheers, mate. Thank you for that. You're a gent. No changes at half time either for these two. There was a few bookings in that first half as well. I didn't notice. Jake O'Brien got booked, Delap got booked, and Morsey got booked, all in the first half. So, yeah, there might yet be some sparks in the second half. You know, neither of these two have got anything to fight for, I guess. But sometimes that makes the most interesting games, doesn't it? Just like kind of an exhibition style atmosphere now. Gent for a gent. Good man. What a guy. I tell you, I really need some antihistamines, mate. I'm going to have to get some antihistamines as soon as this game finishes. My nose is, like, really itchy. I hate it when it starts, summer. As soon as summer starts, it just feels like your eyes start dripping and your nose starts itching. It's horrible. Loose ball there in midfield, and Cecil's driving forward now. He's got Delap with him. He's on his own. He's going to have to go on it on his own. Oh, that's a good tackle. Oh, there's a head injury. I think Garner's might have been stamped on here, actually. Maybe not a stamp, but Garner goes down, and it looks like Enciso kind of falls over him. And he might just clip his head as he goes past. Let's just see. But Garner gets back and wins the ball back off Enciso. Yeah, he does get clobbered a little bit from behind. He's okay. He'll be fine. M157 you could do with putting a timer on TikTok as well. I don't know how you do a timer on TikTok, mate. I think it'll be fast. I'll be honest. I mean, you've watched these streams for long enough now. You know what I'm like. I can just about manage having the live on YouTube with the scoreboard and everything, and the live on Twitch and everywhere else. I think to manage a scoreboard on TikTok as well would be a nightmare. So, yeah, I think that might be ambitious. Oh, why have I not even started the bloody clock? See, there you go. That's a sign. I can't even get the scoreboard going. The second half's kicked off. We're 5 minutes into the second half. I've not even got the clock going. Useless. RB Leipzig 2, Bayern 3. There you go. They've won it. Leroy Sané, 83rd minute. That must be Bayern have closed off the Bundesliga Championship there now. They've won it. Gets a few more people on the YT as well. Yeah, there is that about it. Again, to be honest, mate, you say about that. I honestly don't get a penny. I don't get a penny from any of them. Not one penny, I promise you. Absolutely promise you. The problem with YouTube, or the issue with YT, is you need to get your watch hours up. So, in order for your channel to actually start doing okay, you need to get people watching to get your watch hours up, and then once your watch hours you've got a decent number of watch hours, then you start to do okay. I am nowhere near that just yet. We are doing really well. We've started really well, but yeah, would need to have a few more months like we've had in April. We had a very, very good April, and if we keep having people going and watching us, which is good, then yeah, if assuming people keep enjoying it, then I'm sure in time all that will come. Jim, Bayern Bundesliga champion surely now. Yeah, you would think so. Harry Kane winning his first league title. What about that? Oh, and Ciso's done very well there. That's a foul, isn't it, ref? That's a foul. Illiman and Dye just tackling from behind. Free ride, Jack. Can you show us the game? I can't. Sorry, Jack. I'm sorry, mate. You know I'd love to. I really would. But, yeah, if I showed you the game, the channel gets banned immediately. So, yeah, absolutely not. I can't, I'm afraid. M157, the pennies will come. Perfect place for genuine people that love football. I think you've just given me my tagline. You've just created my tagline for me. That might be what we use now. Cheers, man. Thank you for that. Jim just went through the lives and turned on the notification thing for them. Nice, thank you. Good lad. Well, yeah, like I say, as soon as they go live, I'm always live, usually within 5 minutes or so of the start times on them. But I try to go live an hour before kickoff. An hour before kickoff every single game. It's going to be a bit tighter tomorrow because Celtic and Rangers kick off at 12. So that'll be 12:45 half time. 1 o'clock half time, second half kicking off, 1:45, and Brighton Newcastle kick off at 2. So as soon as that game finishes, let's say there's been 5 minutes or 10 minutes of injury time, it's going to be bang, straight over to Brighton Newcastle. I might just have time for a quick toilet break in between. Might go be able to get a drink of water or something. Hartilo 1984. Focus screen. I can't focus the screen. Jim, what are you going to do in the summer then? So the plan over the summer is I've got a series of... We're still going to do lives. We're going to do daily lives, but we're going to be talking about transfer rumours and all that sort of thing. But they'll probably be much shorter. We maybe do an hour a day where we just do talking about transfer rumours. There's obviously the Club World Cup as well, by the way, all through June. So there's the Club World Cup, Real Madrid, Chelsea, Manchester City, I think, are the three teams from... Well, three... I know Real Madrid aren't, you know what I mean? There's the Club World Cup. There's Real Madrid, Chelsea, Man City. I think Barcelona there, I'm not sure. I don't think they are. But there's the Club World Cup. So we're going to be watching games for that over the summer. We'll be doing transfer shows. And I've got a series of videos planned out that I've already done. I've not filmed them yet, but I think we'll keep people entertained over the summer months. They might be, they might not. I don't know. They might do okay. But that's the plan. There's not really any... I could maybe watch like the Norwegian League or something like that. We could do... Because there is football on over the summer. There's always football on. Somewhere in the world. But... I don't know. It always goes a little bit quiet, doesn't it, over the summer? But I don't want to be doing the boring... Like, there's some footy channels who do just transfer rumour shows for the sake of transfer rumour shows, and every day it just gets a bit tedious, doesn't it? You know, I want to do them when it's relevant to do them, and not just keep popping up for the sake of it. Oh, Hajduk split 0, Dynamo Zagreb 1. They've scored. That's massive in Croatia. Hajduk split v Dynamo Zagreb. I'd love to go one of them games. I'd absolutely love to go one of them games. Beautiful country, Croatia, as well, if you've ever been. Very nice. AC 1987, who's on top? I've got Everton in accumulators. Should I freeze? I think you're okay. I think Everton will win it, or maybe get a point at the absolute worst. The problem is that Ipswich haven't had any chances at all. Really no chances. They've just picked the ball up one time, 30 yards out, and Enciso pinged it in the top corner from 30 yards off the crossbar. It's a fabulous goal. And that's the only thing that Ipswich have got in their locker, really. It doesn't look like they've not created much. It doesn't look likely that they're going to trouble Everton. They're not getting much of the ball. Equally, I don't think Everton look like they're close to scoring either. But we're in the 56th minute. Yeah, I guess we'll see. We'll keep an eye out for it. I'll let you know. The goal from Enciso was brilliant. Yeah, it really was. Palmer as well. I do still think that if Ipswich had signed Palmer a little bit earlier in the season, then maybe they might have been able to get something. They may have been able to stay up. Because the goalkeeper has been a real issue for Ipswich. Here's Enciso driving forward. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Scousel, Everton 3-1. You think they'll score again? Yeah, they might do. Fran Veals, Enciso is GOAT. The goal from Enciso was absolutely sensational. Jim, you could do games. Well, not games, but like rank how managers have done in the season. Rank transfer rumours, etc, etc. Yeah. We'll still do all them sorts of videos, you know. Talking about transfer rumours. Ooh, shot there. Again from Enciso. Enciso certainly the one causing all the problems for Ipswich. Shot on target there. Pickford saves it. Yeah, we will. We'll do videos like that. Transfer rumours we'll do. We'll do ranking videos. We'll do different things all over the summer. Plus we'll do daily lives. But like I said, the Club World Cup runs to about the end of July, I think. So June is still going to be busy. We did 60 live watch-alongs last month. Believe it or not, 60 live watch-alongs in April. It's 2 a day, an average. 2 a day. So we're absolutely smashing it. We'll do probably another 60 this month. And June, maybe it'll be a bit quieter. Maybe it'll be 30. Because there's not as many on. It's just the Club World Cup. But we'll still go live every single day. We'll do transfer rumours and all that. It'll be good fun. No skill Aaron, Raya, White, Saliba, Kiwior, Lewis Skelly, Rice, Partey, Odegaard, Saka, Martinelli, Trossard. Jesus Christ, I keep getting it wrong with Arsenal. I keep thinking that he's going to rotate and he's going to drop players. And he doesn't. He doesn't. I don't understand it. I do not understand it one bit. Right. Here is McNeil. Great ball in, that by McNeil. Keeper had to get a touch on it as well. It's gone over to the far side. Throw into Everton. I think it was Amari Hutchinson who gets it away eventually. Everton are applying a little bit more pressure now. Getting a lot more of the ball anyway. It was a much better ball in from Dwight McNeil. What do we think Everton's sort of... Not the ceiling, but what do we think Everton can do next season? It feels like a real make or break summer for Everton, do you think? I just feel like Everton have got so much to do this summer with all the players that are leaving the club. I just don't really know what to make of them next season. David Moyes as well, is he going to stay at the club? Again, he feels like an interim appointment. He feels like like they'll want to give him time because he's arrived, he's done well since he's took over from Dyche. But it's still not really the manager that Everton... If you'd have said to Everton fans 2, 3, 4 years ago, who do you want carrying you into that new stadium, that big shiny new stadium at the Docks? Who do you want carrying you into it? I guarantee David Moyes would have not been in the top. I think he'd have been in the bottom 1% of answers in terms of how many people actually want him. Oh, RB Leipzig, they've equalised 3-3 in the last minute. Leipzig 3-3. Yusuf Poulsen, 96th minute. Goodness me, that might be a Bayern heartbreaker. The only player Arteta is resting is Mikel Merino. But yeah, Everton this season, it's gonna be a funny one. Brooke, can you shout out every time there's a corner in the game, please? All right, Brooke, yeah, I will do. I'll let you know. I'll certainly let you know. What was I gonna say? Yeah, how many players are leaving Everton this summer? Dominic Calvert-Lewin's going. Decore maybe. Garner Gay. Begovic, João Virginia, Ashley Young, Seamus Coleman. There's a lot of players there who are out of contract. Plus the players who are going back after the loan spell ending, Jack Harrison, Armando Broya, maybe Alcaraz, I don't know. Is there a deal permanently agreed there with Alcaraz? It feels like there's a number of players who will leave at the end of their loan spell. So we don't really know what's going to happen with Everton this summer, but it feels like if they do lose 7, 8, 9, maybe 10 of their players, I don't know if they've got the money to replace all those with real quality. Because the average, just to sign like an average Premier League player now, you're looking at 20 million quid, aren't you? Just the going rate for a normal Premier League player is like 20 million quid. And occasionally, if you spend 20 million quid, you can find a few little gems there. That seems to be the sweet spot, 20, 25 million quid. You might find a gem in that zone. But any less than that, if you're spending like 5, 10 million quid, you're really shopping in the bargain basement bin. And if you look at, let's say Everton lose, say, 8 players from this squad, have they got maybe 200 million quid to go out and spend really big to try and replace them? I'm not sure they do, unless they go out and sell like Jared Branthwaite. Maybe if they sell Branthwaite for 60 million quid, maybe then they could. And again, this is me as an outsider. You know, I'm not an Everton fan. I watch a lot of Everton, but I'm not an Everton fan. So, Everton fans, if you're in the chat, let me know what you're thinking. No skill Aaron, did Bayern have to win for the title today? Yes, they had to win. So what that leaves them on is... 1 second, I'll tell you. Basically, it means that Bayern are 9 points clear, with Leverkusen needing to win. Bayer Leverkusen have got Freiburg tomorrow away as well. And Freiburg are playing very, very well. Freiburg still have got a chance, haven't they, of sneaking into the Champions League. They're in a Champions League place right now. So we could have Freiburg in the Champions League. And if they get a point against Leverkusen at home, Bayern have won the league. User, you a Liverpool fan? I am, mate, yes. Big, big Liverpool fan, thank you. I know it's unusual watching a Liverpool fan watching an Everton game, but this is what we do on this channel. We watch everyone. City fan here. Good lad. Nothing wrong with City. I've got an old City shirt. Got an old City shirt. IDOS on the front. I've not got King Cladzy on the back. I think that's who I would have wanted on the City shirt. But I always liked City growing up. City were my second team. I always kind of looked at City and thought, you know, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. We both hate United. Robbie Fowler, my hero, played for City, so I've no problem with City. Until recently, when obviously the whole Pep and Klopp saga started. M157, you got a United shirt? Absolutely not, no. I've not got a United shirt. Ra0000, is it true you use Jedward to help to go to sleep? No. I don't know. Did that sound a lot funnier in your head, Chief? Section 71, how long you been City for, mate? Oh, hey, here we go. It's all kicking off. It's all kicking off in the chat. Do you know, the genuine City fans, I've never really had... You can't have a problem with genuine City fans who've been City fans for a good long while, who remember, you know, remember Main Road, remember Gillingham and all that sort of thing. Nicky Weaver, Sean Goater. You know, I grew up with City fans like that. Proper long-suffering City fans. But then there are City fans who I also know... There's one City fan who, and we would never call him a City fan, but I used to train, we used to play footy with him, and he was an Everton fan for his entire life. He was an Everton fan, used to rock up to training in Everton kits, and then one day, around the time that City signed Robinho, he turned up in a City top, and everyone was like, "Are you wearing a City top for?" He was like, "Oh, I'm a City fan now. I'm a City fan now." And then he just never wore anything other than City. Always had City tops. Was always turning up to training in City tops. And then, yeah. And then I've not seen him for many, many years. But I have seen, you know, on socials and stuff, he goes to all the City games. He's a season ticket holder now at the Etihad. And I think he's just kind of wiped all knowledge, all memory of him ever being a match-going Everton fan. He really was an Everton fan. Proper turncoat as well. He was a full-on Everton fan, and he decided to change codes, and he's a City fan nowadays, and nobody who knows him from his past anyway, nobody knows he was an Everton fan before that. But yeah, if you just looked at his profile picture and whatever, you'd think he was the most die-hard, ardent, lifelong City fan ever. It's mad, innit? Chris, say up, stranger. I've been thinking about your comments on the Leeds v Bristol game, and I reckon Jamie Vardy could be a not too shabby signing. Yeah, again, I think Vardy, if Vardy is going to stay in the Premier League, which, look, he said, hasn't he? He said to Leicester, I still think I can do a job. I think he'd be great for Leeds. or Burnley, or Everton maybe. You know, any of those sides that are you would expect to be down there. I would imagine so, yeah. M157, absolutely not best team in the world. You can't change team. What a joker. You can't. Yeah, this is it. I think once you've been assigned your team, whether it's you're assigned, you know, at birth by your dad or whoever, you're a Liverpool fan. That's it. That's your team. You can't change. You absolutely can't change. None of this second team nonsense either. I know I said I had City as my second team, but they never were. I was never cheering them on. I just had a City top when I was younger. Everton very nearly there. Beto very nearly got on the end of that one. Good ball in. Dwight McNeil's put some good crosses in this afternoon for Everton. They've missed him. They have missed him. Section 71, you streaming on another platform? Yes, mate, I am. I'm live on all platforms, to be honest. I'm live on Twitch right now. I'm live on Insta, Facebook, X, and YT. I won't say the actual channel name, but on SmewPube, whatever you want to call it, that rhymes with that, there's a better camera and there's a better mic, so it's slightly better quality, audio visual quality. So if you fancy that, with a nice scoreboard as well, and whenever there's a goal, it flashes up and it looks a bit nicer. So if you want to go and watch over there, then please do so. Go and give us a like and subscribe. It makes a massive difference to us. I don't know why I keep referring to it as us, plural. It's me. It's all me. I mean, it is us, isn't it? It's a community. It is us. But I mean, us, it feels like I'm saying it like it's a company. Like we've got a full business behind it doing it. It's literally all me operating everything, struggling, doing it pretty badly, to be honest. But hey, whatever. We're all learning. Section 71, second team can be if they're in a different country. Yeah, I guess so. If it's a different country, then it's not too bad. Like, I don't mind Malaga, because I used to go used to go to Malaga a lot when we were younger. We used to go on holiday to Malaga. So my dad took me to a load of games at La Rosaleda, the stadium over there. So I've got a Malaga kit behind me, actually. I think if I move to my left there, can you see it there? Malaga. Little Malaga kit. Got a few Malaga kits going. Semenyo benched for Bournemouth. Nice. Chris, all about you, innit? I know, yeah. Taking all the credit. Share the love. Share the love. Listen, it is. It's very much all about you guys. I am merely the operator. Channel doesn't exist without you guys watching it from Vietnam and Australia and New Zealand, and my mate Mark the other day who was watching from over the Arctic Circle or wherever he was. That honestly pecked my head. That I was telling my missus about that. There's a guy literally watching us from Antarctica. That's so cool. Everton on the counter attack here. M157, don't forget about us next door. Well, yeah, that is equally impressive and flattering as well, even if you're round the corner. I find it mad as well. I don't know if Bulldozer's still in the chat. Bulldozer is he stumbled upon this channel by chance, and I think he's moved down south. I'm sure he said he moved down south, and he's from exactly where I'm from. Went to the same school that I did, and we was talking about the local chippy. He knows the local chippy and everything. It's mad. I just find all that mad. It's a small world. It really is a small world. You don't appreciate how small maybe until you get a little bit older, but it really is. Chris Thompson, MLT, could be worse. They could be with me in Huddersfield. You're in Huddersfield. One of my best mates is from Brighouse, and he took me to a Huddersfield game. We went to the John Smith Stadium a few years ago for what was it? Huddersfield against Palace. Palace won 2-0. Yannick Bolasie scored. And it was cold. I've been cold at football games before, but I have never been that cold. It was literally, and it's the John Smith Stadium is all open at Huddersfield, and it was Baltic. It was snowing, and we was covered in snow. It was horrible. It was one of them where you were kind of glad that there was people sat next to you. You was all just kind of huddled for warmth behind the goal. Poor sod. Yeah, grew up in Brighouse, he did. Nice fella. Salt of the earth. Right, well, it's still 2-1 Everton here. Still 2-1. Ipswich they've made a few changes to try and get back into it. Liam Delap's been took off. Lots of rumours linking Liam Delap to Everton. Sam Morsey, another one, took off. I do just wonder whether Liam Delap could maybe be tempted by a move to maybe an Everton, someone like that. Because I think Newcastle have been linked with him. But if you're Liam Delap and Newcastle are interested, yes, you could go to Newcastle and you'd be a backup centre forward to Isak, and you'd maybe be in the Champions League, so you'd get regular Champions League. Well, not regular. You'd get Champions League football, but you wouldn't get anywhere near as many games, and therefore you're not going to get the exposure that you would want. Whereas if you go to somewhere like Everton, or where else do they need a centre forward? Maybe Wolves. If Jorgen Strand Larsen doesn't sign permanently, he could go to Wolves, couldn't he? That'd be a decent signing for Wolves. There's various other clubs around the bottom that he could go to and play every single game, and he'd be relatively confident that he'd still be a Premier League player in another 12 months. But it's a World Cup year next year, so it's a big, big move for Liam Delap, that. Really big move. He's got to get it right. If he goes to I'm sure there will be Chelsea's and Villas and Newcastle's and Arsenal's and maybe Liverpool's, I don't know, maybe Man United's as well knocking on his door. He's got to get that move right, because if he gets it right and he plays every game, he could be in that England World Cup squad next year. Him, Watkins, Kane, that might be the front three that Tuchel takes. Chris Thompson, marching on together. In all the years, the coldest ground for me is Turf Moor. Horrendous. Yeah, Turf Moor's cold. John Smith, it's anywhere kind of. Where else was cold? To be honest, the DW Stadium can be quite cold. I remember going to a Wigan game in December. I think Liverpool v Wigan in December one year, and it was absolutely freezing. Chance from the edge of the box from Ipswich, and Ciso again smashing it over the bar. No skill, Aaron. Larsen isn't permanent. No, Larsen isn't permanent. Jorgen Strand Larsen is on loan from Celta Vigo, I believe. M157, he could come to United. Anyone's better than Højlund. I think United are going to give Højlund a second chance. I really do. Oh my goodness me. Dominic Calvert-Lewin and Jack Harrison are about to come on for Everton. Dominic Calvert-Lewin, back from the dead. Feels like I've not seen him for a long time. Beto coming off, Dominic Calvert-Lewin coming on. I do think this is the Dominic Calvert-Lewin redemption arc. It's McNeil coming off for Jack Harrison as well. Yeah, I think this is where we start to see Calvert-Lewin almost get back to, maybe not get back to his best, but I'm almost certain that he gets a new contract at Everton now. Just the way that it's all kind of panned out, I really do think that it's all heading back towards the way of him staying. And I think he'll sign a new contract at the end of the season, mainly because I just don't think he's going to have too many other better offers than Everton. Unless he maybe goes abroad. Look, we've seen Ollie McBurney go to Las Palmas and have a pretty decent season for Las Palmas, haven't we? Che Adams has gone to Torino and had a pretty decent year in Serie A. Scott McTominay as well, of course. Lots of players who maybe you would think are just kind of bang average Premier League players have gone abroad and actually had half decent seasons. So I do wonder whether Calvert-Lewin could be tempted by a switch to Serie A or maybe to La Liga. and I'm sure there would be clubs who would be interested in him on a free. But if he wanted to stay in the Premier League, I don't think there's the interest there, really. If you can't score for Everton, you can't start for Everton. I don't think there's much down for you, sadly. Chris Thompson, base of the Pennines, Burnley. It's freezing in August. Can see your breath. Can see your breath in August in Burnley. Yeah, I was going to say, I think Højlund is going to get another chance at United as well. Ipswich down the right-hand side, headed. It's 2! It's 2-2! It's Hurst! It's Everton 2, Ipswich 2. How's about that? It was a run down the right-hand side, and it stood up to the far post. It kind of took a deflection, I think, off. Was it off Branthwaite? And it loops up, and it's dipping down at the far post. And George Hurst gets his head on it, down into the roof of the net. Pickford, no chance. Everton 2, Ipswich 2. They were 2-0 up, and they've thrown it away. We're going into the last 10 minutes here now. Ipswich have got the tails up. They've got the tails up. Yeah, it was a bit of a deflection. I just want to see who that comes off. I think it's Garnagay who he gets at. Yeah, it is. It's a deflection off Garnagay. It's a hell of a header, though, I'll tell you that. Fabulous header at the far post from Hurst. He gets up above Jake O'Brien, and it's a goal. No Skill Aaron, what does your tattoo say? My tattoo says, let me move across, Siempre es posible. It's Spanish for anything is possible. I got it in 2006 because it was on a flag in Istanbul when Liverpool won the Champions League. There's a famous flag that's got that on. So I got the liver birds with Siempre es posible. Stupid. Some of the stuff you do when you're young, stupid. If I had my time again, I probably wouldn't have got it, but I got it. So hey, there you go. That's what I've lived my life by ever since. Anything is possible. It's just one of them naff tats that you get when you're younger. I've got plenty. Well, I've not got plenty of others. I've got that one. That one's worse. That one's even worse. Believe me, that one's terrible. Absolutely shocking. That one. Got that one in Vegas at 4 a.m. Drunk in Las Vegas at 4 a.m. Who has a tattoo shop open on the strip in Vegas at 4 a.m, I tell you. Scrims, who's playing better? I'm not watching. Well, I would say since the goal, I don't know. I wouldn't say Ipswich are playing better. Ipswich look more threatening than they have done. There was a VAR check for a potential red card there. It's not. Yeah, no, it's fine. I think it was Jared Branthwaite and George Hurst just having a little scuffle off the ball. It's cleared. There's no red card. It's fine. Omer Ostukmen, I'm with my sister. Could you give her a shout out? Asa. Is it Asa or Aisha? Aisha. Hope you're good. Lots of love. M157, Ipswich 3 points. Could well be, yeah, could well be. Could well be. No Skill Aaron, Vegas. Yeah, Vegas is a properly mad place. That's one of the best places I've been to. And we went on the same weekend that Mayweather v Pacquiao was on. At the MGM Grand. Was it the MGM Grand? Yeah. Or was it Caesar's Palace? I can't remember where they were fighting. But they were fighting somewhere along there. Mayweather against Pacquiao. And they were all the entourage was everywhere. There was Ferraris and Lamborghinis and just it was unbelievable. Mad place to go. And I went to Gordon Ramsay's restaurant and had a burger there. I think it was called Burger. Burger. Gordon Ramsay's restaurant. That was quite nice. Not that I'm bragging or anything, I'm just trying to explain to you the story behind my crap tattoo that I got. Wixie Jr. Leeds are back in the Prem. Come on. Glory, glory, Leeds United. Great win from Leeds today. That last minute winner from Manor Solomon to get the title for Leeds. Unbelievable. Bruno Sue, all 35. Everton is how many minutes now? It's 83-31 on the clock. It's a free kick to Everton. They're about to whip it in. Swept in, cleared away by the keeper, cleared away by Ipswich again. Sent back into the box, cleared away by Ipswich, and now Ipswich are on the counter-attack if they get it right. No, messed it up. Ben Leeds are going up. Jake Curtin, I bet that was some experience. I mean, yeah, when you're younger, yeah, certainly when you're a young lad, it's a good laugh. Not now I'm in my 30s. Now it's a bit of one of them where you're like, but yeah, when you're in your early 20s, it all seems good fun. Putting stupid amounts of money on the spin of a wheel. But I can't explain. They pump oxygen into the casinos in Vegas. So we was in there for absolutely ages. Like, absolutely ages. I think we must have... It must have gone... Like, we went outside and it was daylight. And we must have been in there. We thought, oh, yeah, it'd be like 6, 7 o'clock at night when we go back out. Or 8 o'clock at night. It must be like midnight. We went back out. It was morning again. We must have spent the best part of like 16 hours in this casino. And it was... Yeah... It just time passes so quickly. And while you're at the tables gambling as well, you've just got like women bringing you drinks over free. You don't pay for your drinks while you're gambling. So, yeah. Again, mad. Mad. Liverpool Loco, what's the score, Dad? It's Everton 2, Ipswich 2. Everton were 2-0 up. Dwight McNeil scored the second. Beto with a great header for the first. And then Ipswich got an absolute screamer from Enciso to put them 2-1. And then it's George Hurst has just scored about maybe 10 minutes ago. Run down the right-hand side, pulled back to the far post, took a bit of a deflection, looped up, and George Hurst with a header down, up into the roof of the net. Great goal, great header. Everton 2, Ipswich 2. Last 4 minutes plus injury time. So we maybe have about 10 minutes left. And then we're going over to Arsenal and Bournemouth, by the way. So if you've not already, make sure you go and like and subscribe. Click up here, go and follow. If you're on YouTube, make sure you've subscribed, because we're going to be live for Arsenal and Bournemouth straight after this. So yeah, make sure you do. No skill Aaron, 16. What did you even do for that long? Oh, mate, there's loads to do. Believe me, it's not just gambling. They've got food in there. They've got all sorts. It's great. There's some casinos that are really cool in Vegas, but again, to each their own. It was an experience. I was 24 when I went. Ipswich are on the counter attack here. There's a real chance for him. Hurst in the middle. Another Ipswich player arriving. Ball into the box. Just gets it wrong. Straight out. No skill Aaron. Free drinks. Yeah, free drinks while you're at the table. As long as you're gambling, there's free drinks. Robert Jessup, your opinion on William Asula? I thought his header last week in the game against Ipswich was brilliant. I thought he was really, really good when he came on. He looked very, very lively. And yeah, looks like a tidy young player. I'm not sure whether or not he'll be able to make the most of his potential, I guess. But he looked really, really solid when he came on against Ipswich. Scored a very good goal. And yeah, I guess we'll see. He's going to be one as a backup, isn't he? A good option for Newcastle from the bench next season when they'll probably be in the Champions League. Whether or not he'll be back up to Isak, or maybe back up to Delap, or back up to Watkins, or someone like that, we don't know. There's obviously still a lot to be decided with Alexander Isak and whether or not he stays at the club. Unknown FRX getting 2-2. No skill, Aaron. I want to experience playing proper poker, like a serious casino or tourney thing. I just play for fun with mates currently. I don't know how to play poker. Don't know how to play it. Don't want to know, to be honest. Only because, I get it's probably one of them things you get drawn into. So I don't know how you play. But many people do and do enjoy it and do really well out of it. But Vegas casinos are quite fun. Even for someone like me who doesn't really gamble all that much, it's a good experience. Robert Jessup, will you be watching along the Newcastle-Brighton game tomorrow? Yes, I absolutely will. Yeah. Robert Jessup, W in the chat, he said after the game to the Toon fans. Jake Curtin, Eddie Howe said Isak not for sale, and Eddie isn't usually that open. Mate, come on. Jake, you're probably right. You're probably right. If Isak has Champions League football next season, maybe he won't leave. but just because Eddie Howe says it, just because the club say it, even because Isak say it, it honestly doesn't make any difference at all. We've seen it all before. It all happens, and then you see it happen, the player leaves. Just keep an open mind with it. Like I said, we don't know what's going to happen with Isak this summer. There is every chance that he does leave. I think he's going to be too expensive for a number of clubs. I think there's no club that looks at Alexander Isak and thinks, yeah, 150 million quid, that's a bargain. So for that reason, I think he probably does stay. Unless he's willing to put a transfer request in, which also could happen. It's a corner to Ipswich here. We're in the 90th minute, and it's a corner to Ipswich. Alex Ordaz, who's going to score? Well, I really don't know. There's 6 minutes of added on time here. It's a corner to Ipswich. Everton 2, Ipswich 2. Corner to Ipswich. It's Enciso who's going to whip it in. They've sent some big lads forward, Burgess and O'Shea. Into the box, cleared away, out to the edge of the area, shot, blocked. It's kind of last man stuff from Everton here. Keystone Cops defending. Ipswich just sending it back to try and keep hold of it, but it's all Ipswich. All Ipswich. If anyone's going to win it here, it's Ipswich. Ball into the box. Burgess gets underneath it. Back out to Enciso. Good turn. Great turn from Enciso. Really, really smart. Wins the throw. No skill, Aaron. If there's an £100 million offer, they're selling, buddy. Maybe so, yeah. If Isak stays, will you put a Toon top behind you? Yeah, all right. Yeah, go on. I'll do that deal with you. If Isak stays, then fine. Yeah, I'll put a Newcastle shirt on the shelf behind me for next season. I'm changing all them for next season. There's going to be 8 new shirts. Foul on Pickford. It was a long throw into the box. Foul on Pickford and a free kick to Everton. We're 91.5 minutes gone. 4.5 minutes left to go. Robert Jessup, Liverpool will come in. Yeah, I mean, look, Liverpool, Arsenal, Real Madrid, Barca. It feels like there's a number of teams that would be interested if Isak was seriously available. I'm just not quite sure he's prepared to put a transfer request in. Maybe he is, I don't know. I don't see why Isak would have any more loyalty to Newcastle than he had to Sociedad or Dortmund or, you know, he left those clubs to pursue trophies and better standard of football. I don't see why he wouldn't do the same with Newcastle. I'm sure he's loved his time at Newcastle, but if he wants to leave, if any player wants to leave the club, chances are they do. They just do. It's just how it happens nowadays. There's no players staying at clubs where they don't want to stay. Player power nearly always wins. And Enciso off, and I think it's Tuanzebe coming on for Ipswich. Is it? Enciso's been their best player today. I think he could have done better in a few circumstances. I think he probably had a few more options, a few more opportunities. He might have taken a bit more out of. But yeah, it's Tuanzebe coming on for Ipswich, so they're probably just going to close the game off now. Be yourself, Dylan. Good to see you. PSG 2-0 down against Strasbourg at half-time. I know, yeah, that's going to kill me. I've got Strasbourg, I've got PSG or draw on that one. AC 1987 should have froze Mayaka. Isak has signed a contract and has 3 years left. Maybe next year, not this. Doesn't matter about contracts, mate. Contracts aren't worth the paper they're written on. Corner for Ipswich again. Mikalenko sliced it there. 93:30 on the clock. 2.5 minutes to go. Corner to Ipswich. Cayuste's gone to the near post with Burgess. And Greaves as well. They've got some big lads in there, Ipswich. As of Everton, of course. Jake O'Brien, Branthwaite. You'd fancy them to win or match any challenge early. Chimiti's on as well. Poor corner. Really poor corner. They've got to do better than that, Ipswich. It was low down to the near post and then Dye got it away. But it's all Ipswich pressing. It's all Ipswich. M157, are you staying on the same live or stopping and starting? I have to stop it and start it, mate. So once this game finishes, I have to stop it to start the fresh new live on YouTube and various others with the Arsenal Bournemouth thumbnail, right? So I have to start a new live, a new fresh live. So if you wanna come and join for that live watch along, Arsenal Bournemouth, we'll be doing loads of chat back and forth, talking about this game, talking about other games that we've had today. Obviously the big final day in the Championship, plus all the games that's to come over the rest of this weekend. All the transfer rumours and everything. We've had loads of stuff in the chat about that. So we'll see. Villarreal 4, Osasuna 2. That's another big game at the top of La Liga. Villarreal on course for Champions League football next season if they keep winning. So yeah, we'll stop this one and we'll start a brand new one. So make sure you've followed, make sure you've gone to YouTube and subscribed as well if you haven't already. We are live every single day with watch-alongs. If you're new to this channel, good claim there by Palmer. Still Everton 2, Ipswich 2, and in the last 40 seconds here, Ashley Young with a high ball in. It was pretty disappointing, that, to be honest, from Everton. Pretty disappointing. But it's been a good game. It's been an entertaining game, this. It has been an entertaining game. We've seen some really good goals from both teams. High-scoring draw. Everton 2, Ipswich 2, Desmond. Is there one more chance in this? I don't think so. 15 seconds left. And this is the final, like I said, the final 3 p.m. ever at the Grand Old Lady. The final 3 p.m. at Goodison Park. And this is how they're saying goodbye. It's not ideal, but I guess it is pretty much symptomatic of Everton recently. Bit underwhelming. Another draw. That'll be their 6th draw in their last 10 games. It's been a pretty poor run. 6 draws, 3 defeats, 1 win in their last 10 under David Moyes. And if that's the one thing you can say about David Moyes since he's took over at Everton, he's made them very hard to beat. They've not necessarily been great. They've not been loads better than they have been under Dyche, but he's made them hard to beat. And there you go. That's full time. It's full time. Everton 2, Ipswich 2. He's blown up. It was a corner, funnily enough. It was a corner to Everton. Ipswich volleyed it behind. It would have been a corner to Everton, but the ref blew up. And it's full time. There you go. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching. I appreciate it. Gabriel, AKO, Everton took all my money. M157, how long until you start the new live, mate? I'll start it probably within the next 10 minutes. About quarter past, actually. Let's call it 5:15. It'll be live, and we'll do Arsenal Bournemouth. So just keep checking. I'll be live in about 10-15 minutes. Sandro Tonali is a world-class player too. Adidas and Seller sponsorship money. Cheers, pal. All right, lads, listen, love you to bits. I'm going to end the stream. I'm going to end the live, and I'm going to restart it in about 10 minutes or so. I'm just going to go and get myself another drink and nip the loo, and then I'll be back in 10 minutes or so for Arsenal against Bournemouth, 5:30. Make sure you've liked and subscribed. Make sure you go to YouTube, search Premier League Dad. Give us a like, give us a